Hi Taurus, this is your friendship reading. Do keep in mind that this is a general reading and this will not resonate for every single Taurus out there. Also, I do want to say if this is your first time tuning into this channel, hi, welcome. If you are interested in what I do and if you like my videos, please go to the section on my playlist, My Thoughts. Down below there'll be a video that says basically a little bit about who I am, what this channel is about, and what I want for this channel. So that's what I have. Let's get started. As you can tell, Taurus, I already went and pulled some cards for you to kind of get a general understanding of what we're dealing with here when it comes to our friends. So, Taurus, this is kind of an interesting dynamic here. It feels there's like a lot of energy going on. It feels kind of as though perhaps you're dealing with certain people, Taurus, that are very unique. And they're unique in their own way. It feels like, it's interesting though, because it almost feels like you're dealing with some people who one person feels like they can kind of meddle into your life a little bit, can kind of get, perhaps this person can kind of manipulate themselves into your life or to what you're doing or what you're thinking. Feels like you have another friend who, like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's such interesting energy, honestly. A part of me thinks I might have to get clarifiers because it's like there's something going on here, but you're not seeing something here, Taurus. It kind of feels like perhaps you're this unicorn and your other friends here. Because I almost sense like the otter and you were almost one, but not quite. It almost feels like you have some friends who might put you down. Or at least, okay, actually. So what I'm sensing here, Taurus, is they're not bad people, but I am feeling that some of your friends, you might know that deep down they're holding you back, or that you need to evolve more than what they are evolving to. Because if you sense, I mean, this is like the ether, right? This is like the circle. It's basically essentially the universe, or it's that inner knowing. But it feels like these people, they're content with their lives, Taurus, and it almost seems like you might not be so content. You feel like there's more out there, like you dream big, but you're afraid to tell your friends. You're afraid to, because it almost seems like this friend only sees certain things, certain aspects of life, right? Like they have certain things going on in their mind. Feels like this person daydreams a lot, or this person has a lot of other, like, it just feels like you're dealing with people who all have different points of view, but they all do something kind of similar. They stay small and they're okay and content with where they're at. But Taurus, it feels like you're not, but you're too afraid to break out of that mold that they all have. It's weird. It's almost like there's just something with this friend dynamic here where it almost feels like they are kind of, like, how do I put it? It's like they're satisfied with where, like, they're not satisfied with where they're at, but they're not going to change their circumstances to better it, right? It feels like that. And I'm not really getting like super, super negative vibes off of it. I'm just sensing that my Tauruses are feeling like you want to do more with your life, but maybe you're too afraid to do it because of how they might perceive or judge you. I'm thinking that for some of my Tauruses, you guys might be kind of afraid to truly show who you are, because it's weird, is because it's like, if you think about it, you know, a unicorn is mystical, right? And for some of you guys, I'm sensing like you're just afraid to show your spiritual side with maybe your friends, or you're just too afraid to, like, even bring up like, oh, hey, I'm into tarot, or oh, I'm into this, or oh, I'm into yoga, or it doesn't even have to be anything spiritual necessarily, but I am sensing that there are some things that my Tauruses are holding back when it comes to your friends, because you're afraid of how you're going to be judged by them, and you're afraid of how they're going to perceive you. So let's get some tarot going for what my Tauruses are dealing with when it comes to their friends. Because it really just feels like you really care about how others perceive you, Taurus, but you're doing it in a way where you just, like, you don't want to, some of you might be afraid to really, like, shine, right? To really be who you are. So we have the Page of Coins, the Seven of Cups, the King of Cups, the Ten of Cups, the King of Swords, the High Priestess, the Lovers, the Chariot, the Hanged Man. The Queen of Wands, the Three of Cups, the Eight of Wands, the Sun, the Death card, and the Two of Cups. Okay. Yeah, so this is interesting too, because for some of you guys, I'm not necessarily sensing that it's like a friend that you're all inquiring about, but for some of you guys could deal with maybe you like somebody, maybe you want to, perhaps, so I'm getting two scenarios here for my Tauruses. Perhaps you like an ex and you want to get back together with an ex and your friends are against it. Or say you like somebody but your friends hate that friend, hate the person you're with, right? It's something like that, to where you might be afraid to really express how you truly feel or what you're really going through due to that fact. Because it almost seems like you're dealing with a group of friends who, I don't know, it almost seems like you're worried about their opinion. You're worried about what, like, you're trying to conform to these people, but you're different than them. Because it almost seems like you're trying to prove yourself, and you're trying to do it in a way where it might not be the bestest way of how you're trying to do it. It's interesting energy, like I was saying, for my Tauruses, because it feels like perhaps okay. And if it's not, because I mean, we do have the Lovers here, but if it's not about a relationship, because this is a friendship reading, perhaps there's a friend who's actually intrigued by you, Taurus, but you're not into them. But I'm not really sensing that. I'm kind of sensing that it's like a thoughts and opinions of how you have with your friends. So it almost feels like your friends have a lot of influence over you. These people can really talk you out of a situation, help you make decisions, right? Like maybe it's a group effort, or maybe you'll say something like, oh, like, it's weird because you're listening to your intuition, but like it's almost like a part of you knows, okay, so okay, let me try and word this. For some of you guys, this is a person that you really like that's outside of your group of friends, that you want to pursue, that you want to be with, but your friends are saying no, that might not be a smart idea. But you're kind of a little insecure due to, because you know that you like this person, but you're insecure of how your friends might handle it or how your friends might be. So perhaps some of you guys go behind your friends and date somebody that you like, even if you know they don't like this person. Or So you just kind of keep it a secret and you try to like dance around it because you don't want to upset your friends, or you're afraid of how your friends might perceive this person. Or you or you like an ex that you want to get back with, but your friends didn't really like this ex, or your friends are telling you it's a bad idea, so you are kind of hesitant to get with this individual because you're afraid that if you go forward, then you might get rejected from your friend group, or you feel like it's almost like you identify strongly with your friend group, Taurus, and it's like you're kind of afraid to rock the boat, so to speak. But it's almost like you're trying to listen to your intuition. It feels like there's something, like whether it's a, again, relationship, or it's like a spiritual path. There's something that you're wanting to do, Taurus, but you're afraid of how your friends are going to perceive it, how your friends are going to view it, because they can be very judgmental, or they think similarly. They all have kind of that like group mentality, it feels like. It feels like you're kind of dealing with a very weird individual group. I don't know, like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like you're all so different, and you all look so different, and you're all so like unique in your own way, but you guys follow, like, not calling them like a sheeple or calling you a sheeple, but it's like your group dynamic has like a dynamic, right? Like there's tiers to this friendship. Like so and so is more of a friendship, like more there than the other. Things like that. And for some of you guys, it's because you want to do a different occupation, and maybe you're afraid of getting judged by your friends of what occupation you want to do. But I'm just keep sensing judgment, like you're so afraid of how your friends are going to perceive you. And the reason I think this is because for some of you guys, maybe you're, because it's like wealthy man, but it's in the reverse. But what I'm sensing is maybe it's because, Taurus, you expected yourself to have a lot more money than you do now. But it's interesting, is it almost feels like what's happening for my Taurus is you guys are seeing things through like that your inner child needs to be healed. Because what's happening is you're looking for people's respect. You're looking for people's high honor, right? But you're like almost avoiding what brings you pleasure, it brings you happiness, because you're afraid of how others perceive you, or because you think you don't have enough money, that you don't think you can go for a specific goal. It almost feels like these group of friends, you look at them and you understand that their lives are just as terrible as your lives, or vice versa, or however. Like, I'm just sensing that there's something that you want to strive for, and it's like, could be a career, and it's like you feel like you're not in the position that you should be in, and it's due to wanting to get recognition, and that's that childhood fear. It's that childhood wound, is wanting to be seen, wanting to be loved, wanting to be respected, wanting to be admired in a way. You want people to view you in a good way. Nothing wrong with that, but you're expecting people to, like, it's like that again, wanting high honor, so that you would, because of all these insecurities and all these selfish beliefs that you have about yourself. And it's like, for some of you guys, you feel like you never have enough, right? So your friends are kind of playing that off for you. It almost feels like your friends never have enough. Your friends never have exactly what it is that they need. They always maybe complain about their jobs, or complain about what's going on with their lives. And maybe that's keeping you feeling safe in a way, because you feel like that's where you're at. And what's happening is you're keeping yourself small. You're keeping yourself stuck with these friends, and with just, even again, like, I'm not sensing like they're really bad friends. It's just you're around people that don't want to aspire higher. They don't want to go anywhere else in life. They're content where they are. And you're not, because you have a higher calling. Because I'm sensing like your intuition is calling to you. You're getting internal nudges to go to another person, or to go to another situation, or to change jobs, or change careers, or do something. Like, there's something going on with my Tauruses, to where you're getting a nudge to a direction that might look difficult or might seem hard, and you're afraid because of that childhood wound of feeling left out, feeling insecure, feeling like you're not enough. And because of that, you're holding yourselves back from truly going after what it is you want, because you are afraid of being abandoned. It's like you need your friend group to feel stable. And when you have, like, because you feel like your friends will never leave you in a way. It's kind of like that. Like, you're afraid that if you step out of, say, the norm in this group dynamic, then you'll be left out. They won't see you in high regard. They won't have respect for you. And you feel like, but what you want to do is going to be out of the norm, is going to be something that they might not agree with. So you're battling yourself, and you're battling this wound that you have within yourself. It's like, for some of my Tauruses, you're trying to stuff away the pain, but what you really need to do is you need to experience the pain. You need to know what it feels like, because you have to get over that pain. And the only way you can go through pain, the only way you can get rid of pain is by going through that pain. And it's like, this is a childhood wound that you're having to essentially heal. I hope that this makes sense so far. I don't know. It just really feels like there's something that you want, and you're dreaming big, Taurus, but you're so afraid to grow because of the people you stay around. You are stuck. And you feel stuck because your group of friends feel stuck. You're around people, and whoever you like associate with the most, those are the people that have the biggest influence on you. And I feel like for some of my Tauruses, you're letting other people influence you into staying small. So your intuition is teaching you, and you yourself, like, you're learning that you can't always stay small. You need to grow and expand. So that's what I have for my Tauruses. I hope that this made sense for you guys. I hope that this resonates. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Have a great, beautiful day. Thank you. Bye.